You're watching the best clips from the Journey Within podcast with me, Shobha Rana. With this podcast, learn to take charge of your life and master your inner world. Don't miss to press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Ira, how do you think the world sees women with disabilities as partners, as spouses, as a romantic involvement?
Uh, I don't think that Indian society is built on acceptance of women with disabilities in the first place. The problem here is that we have a very interesting marriage market, right? First thing is that the woman has to be lesser than the man. Okay, but she has to be lesser in everything except physical looks. So you have to
It's funny.
look perfect, but you have to be lesser in everything else. So you have to be this doll, a pretty doll, right? And the whole point of girls with disability is that they are not that pretty dolls. And the only expectation people have from you is that you will do household work, that you will manage the household and you will do, you're supposed to be hired on as a caretaker of the male that you're marrying. If you're somebody who needs care yourself, you're off that market. So the only person who will marry you is another person with disability. And even then, it's because socially up. So if a male is at 100, a woman is automatically at 50. If you are a girl with disability, you have gone down to 10. So 90 and 10 gap is too much. The gap of 90 is too much to cover. So for that, the male will have to be at a 0 or a minus 10 for that thing to
Those are
work.
the options that you're
Those are
need
the
to
only
think
options
of.
you will have. So if you're a girl with disability, you will obviously marry someone with disability. Because, well, why would somebody else do that, right? And second thing is, on top of that, you most likely will have a better career than that person. Because by being a male, he's already gotten those extra 50 points.
True.
Right? So, the number of women that come to me who've been rejected after being in relationships for marriage by their, people that they were in relationships with is always much higher than the ones who were accepted. In fact, I don't actually know of cases, and in a lot of cases, if the marriage did happen, after marriage they were rejected. Once the child happened, she was on the road. I know so many cases like that. I deal with so many women who message me.
You have to constantly prove your worth.
No, the point is your social status in the marriage will always be much lower. So you're disposable. Right? And like you said, it's not just proving your worth, it's that your existence in that family depends on the whims and fancies of other people.
Of other people.
So if you're a girl with disability, India mein, if you're dark, you don't get married.
Let alone disability.
Right? So that's something that,
But do you think over the years a shift has come
no,
into the
it
mindset?
hasn't.
No?
Not in this. A shift has come when it comes to employment. That definitely has happened. And the conversation about employment and empowerment has come in. But this is a conversation that's still not happened. Remember, we're still a country which kills girls at birth. We still want to get that scan done so that we know if it's a male child or a female child and what do we need to do as a next step. People go to other countries today to get that done. Rich families. And, when a girl is born, still the nurse and the doctor comes out and says, Arey, koi baat nahi, ladki hai. And you as a family go around telling the world, no, we are very happy we got a girl. Nahi. Arey, Lakshmi aayi hai hamare ghar mein, we are very happy. Why do you need to justify that? Why do you need to justify telling the world that we are happy? Because the assumption is you're not. Right? Which means a girl is socially undesirable. Right? And as that, if you're a girl who has problems on top of that, ladki ho gayi, oh my god, ab ye kali ho gayi. Oh my god. Or if she has pimples, or if she has this. I mean, people judge girls on the smallest things. Is her nose too big? Is her hair too thick? Is her this like that? Is her eyes this? Is her, if she's little fat, if she's little thin. Just so superficial, these things, right? So when it comes to women with disabilities, it's obviously, the marriage market is definitely judging you every which way. And pehle to the assumption is you obviously will have to marry a person with disability. How can you not? The only cases which have happened are love marriages. In love marriages, I know of so many, unless the girl is in a really high profile and the other person is, somebody who's been that mature, but very few people are. I know of mediocre level, most of the marriages that I hear of, women have been discarded. Women have been discarded. Women have been cheated on. Women have been, especially after the child is born. That's the hardest. And that girl now needs to take care of a child, and she most likely does not have a job.
Her own emotional well-being and everything. It gets so complicated.
Yeah. So it's a bad world when it comes to that. But of course, with employment, that's coming. So I think my real genuine advice to all women is, please build a career for yourself first, because the world is not going to look out for you if you're not doing that for yourself. Marriages today are between individuals more than families, like it used to be. And by the way, when it was about families, you were somebody who had to serve themselves. You had to put yourself on a very lower rung for that to kind of continue your marriage and your place in that family to continue. If you want respect and dignity, that will only come when you're earning. And you have that. Actually, another problem we're doing is we earn and we give our money to our parents or our husbands.
That is also there in India. That does not happen in any other country, I think, around the world.
Yeah, so what we've done is we've at least started earning, but we've still not taken that control over our money, that control over our financial resources. Till the day we do that, we don't really get that equality. So we will need to start taking
we as women will also have to step up, because that is one thing that I see that work lacks at our end also, to become financially more sound about the things. Like for instance, me, I would not take the effort to learn about investments and plans and all of that. If the push will come to shove, probably one odd thing just as an escape route that,
Yes, but women, we don't do financial planning. We don't learn about money management. We don't do that for ourselves. So till we do that, we will always be at a lesser rung. So for girls with disabilities, especially, like I said, it started with the earning thing. But marriage market, girls without disability have such a long way to go. So we're not even...
It just makes me kind of think that if you are, let's say, a woman or a girl with disability, but you have an innate desire to get married. I mean, if you are somebody who doesn't want to, it's fine. But if you have a desire to get married, what are your options really?
It depends on how much you want to compromise on who the other person is.
That's
and
what.
Compromise here, I don't mean in terms of their achievements, but really on who the person is and how they're going to treat you.
I mean, it's a long way for us to... We talk about inclusion, we talk about diversity and all of that coming into play, but I think there are some real hardcore problems.
And the biggest issue is, in marriages, it's the parents and your own mother who is saying ki ye ladki mein ye kami hai. It's the mothers who say ki my son is better. My son should not marry this, right? Why should my son marry a girl who's like this? It's the women who are themselves looking for that perfection from the other girl. If you really think about it, most of the times it's the mother who has rejected the girl.
True. And even if we subtract the disability part out of this equation, just in normal relationships as well, every friend of mine, I think, says that my father-in-law is really nice. We go along well, but father-in-law is,
it's the women who are rejecting other women. It's the women, because you know what? I'll tell you what has happened. For that generation, that's the parents right now, their biggest achievement was having a son. So, the life of that son and what he marries is linked to their achievement. Right? It's linked to their achievement, because you have a son, you are suddenly somebody in the world. But if you didn't, so if you had a son, you have to maintain that social status, right? So my daughter-in-law is this. It's that trophy that you've achieved for your son, right? True. So your son got this much job is your achievement.
True.
So that's the problem. That's because women don't have any other achievement. Men do. Men have jobs that they've achieved at. For women, society,
for that generation at least.
Yeah.
Which is changing now, but yes.
But for that generation, it's that. But for women, their only achievement was having kids and having sons. Daughters were never an achievement. So if you had a son, then what he brought into your family will become your bigger achievement. And another problem is, for a lot of that generation, it's only one son. So then it's a bigger this thing that problem. You need a bigger trophy for your son. Because women, you bought a trophy,
Hmm.
so you still look at the world like that.
I think for us women, it's really important to now come out of our own insecurities and to really acknowledge, because a lot of women of that generation, our parents' generation, I feel, have terrible, terrible, terrible emotional health related issues which are unacknowledged.
Yeah.
They are battling these constant validation issues
Yeah.
and
Because
insecurity
they now
issues.
look at girls from a younger generation who get to have those opportunities that they didn't.
True.
So and it's really sad that the world didn't let them do. I know so many of them who would have been brilliant if had
Oh
they
my
gone out in
God,
the world.
so brilliant.
Yeah,
much more potential than their better halves.
Yeah, but the world didn't let them. The world forced them to live in this box, and that is uncomfortable. That's But I think with our generations, that has changed. People, over the years, people are getting more aware of the world and letting each other see each other as individuals rather than the societal background that you come with. So, if you look at marriages out of your caste and all, last 15 years that's increased. But even in early 2000s, that wasn't the case.
That wasn't the case. Yeah.
The reason the two states movie
Yeah.
was a hit is because that was true.
True. No, the reason these stereotypes exist are also because they're true. However much you try to deny their existence,
No, they do.
they're true.
We all have stories of our friends or people we know who face them.
True. Intercaste, interreligion, all of that.
Yeah.
Very well. So I think as women, we have a walk to make in that sense, that we have to understand our own emotional stability. We have to understand our own mental well-being. Do not project our insecurities on other women, especially if they're your daughter-in-laws or even as friends or even as bosses and subordinates.
Yeah. I've been very lucky. I've had mostly women bosses and I've gotten along with almost all of them, barring a couple, maybe one or two. But I've been very lucky. I've had women bosses and I've had lifelong friendships and connections with them. But that's not something that I hear normally. So I've been lucky that way. But but I think with our generations, those stereotypes thankfully are going away.
So there is hope for us as women. There is hope for
this as a better world.
Correct. And that's the world that women like you are already building around them. You're trying to create these impactful decisions, make these impactful decisions, and really add to the lives of so many others around you.
Thank you for watching the clips. Watch the full video from the link in the description box. If you like our videos and content, make the comment section your friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. We will meet you in our next episode. Till then, master your inner world with The Journey Within by Shobha Rana.